Yeah,
So we'll go ahead and start, and then we can start. So apparently, well, we can't, so there's.
oh, we gotta have four in
We
here.
have to have a quorum, we have to have four, so there's no quorum. At this time. Okay, why don't you go for it?
You're going to say there was a problem with the traffic.
Yeah.
Just talk to me 5 minutes ago.
Exactly, that's what I said, I know it's there.
Lots of it. Lots of it left.
Okay, you want to do roll call again? Yes. Now that everybody's here?
Okay. Do you want to start it?
Sure.
5:33 then?
No, we'll start at 5:30.
Oh,
But-
sorry.
We'll make a second roll call.
Thank you.
Ms. Howe?
Here.
Ms. Butler-Challenger here. Mr. Wisswasser?
Here.
Mr. Almarigi?
Here.
Mr. Rosecrans?
Here.
Mr. Funes-Bliss?
Here.
Mr. Benzia is absent this evening.
Okay. Approval of the agenda?
I so move.
I'll support. Ms. Butler-Challenger, yes. Ms. Howe?
Yes.
Mr. Wisswasser?
Yes.
Mr. Almarigi?
Yes.
Mr. Funes-Bliss?
Yes.
Mr. Rosecrans?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, it appears that item 3 is our work session topics in accordance with as items for introduction, fiscal year 23 budget recommendation. Right, that was the motion. Do I have a second?
What's the motion?
The motion was introduction and discussion for fiscal year 2023 budget recommendations.
That's not a motion.
I know it's a discussion. We like to do this, so.
Who likes to do it?
This is, so are we going to have a discussion on the fiscal year 2023 budget recommendation?
I hope so. That's what I came for.
That was the agenda that we just passed.
That's correct. That is the agenda. So, they say everything, public statements. Let's do that first.
Okay.
And then we'll do the other. That won't be so long, unless you want to do it at the end. Okay,
It's on the agenda for at the end, Marie.
yeah, I understand that.
So why are we going off the agenda?
I can wait till I can wait till the agenda, that's fine.
Okay, thanks, Judy.
Thank you. In your packet today was a budget memo that I put together for you outlining some of the changes and items that you would have seen from last year. As well, in your packet was a spreadsheet that was copied from the capital improvement program. That's also in your regular meeting packet tonight, outlining some of the items that are considered regular maintenance and that were not scored by the planning commission in their calculation of that plan. But I wanted you to be able to take a look out from 2023 through 2027 and even past that. There are some long-range unspecified plans that are going to need our attention as we move forward, such as our sewer fund and sewer projects that we have that will be undertaken over both at the authority in DeWitt and in our township here with our infrastructure. So I will start with the memo and just go over the fact again that we are going to be making a transition in our uniform chart of accounts. And currently, Treasurer Wisswasser and the accounting firm of Maynard & Starrison are working through those changes and working to implement those into the S&A. It's unclear at this time when those will be implemented because they have to go through, they have a very extensive Excel spreadsheet that Treasurer Wisswasser and Clerk Butler Challenger worked through along with the Deputy Superintendent and I after the first review to go through and basically look at where those changes are being made and what those new lines and accounts will be. Accounts, is my understanding, accounts such as miscellaneous will be going away in the new uniform chart of accounts. So items that would have normally been contained in those items will be accounted for in other line items. The second item in your memo is revenue sources. Estimated property tax revenue is projected to increase from approximately 1.72 million to approximately 1.8 million. Revenues can be found in your proposed budget on pages 1 and 2. The first line item, which is 101,000,401, current property taxes, is estimated to increase approximately $86,000 because of that increase in property tax collection. Year-to-date property taxes, that revenue is currently 1.8 million, and that's higher than the estimated we estimated in 2021 for fiscal year 2022. So that's a good sign. Police and fire millage proposal. We may not get to the police and fire fund, which is 205 in our budget. Later on page 21 tonight, but we should note that during the primary election, the Bath Township voters did approve that millage, and that will provide us with approximately 1.5 million in revenue for 2023. In addition, $275,000 existed after the year ending December 31st, 2021. And that amount can be used to offset what we support that fund with out of general fund. So I know we talked a lot during the last year about any fund balance that was left there would help offset the costs for police and fire fund. And that did happen in an amount of approximately $275,000. Constitutional revenue sharing, payment projections from the state are actually increasing for both 2022 and 2023. Sorry, my glasses are bugging up. And those lines are actually in your budget on page 1, and they're under 574 and 576, statutory revenue sharing and constitutional revenue sharing. You'll notice that both of those line items are going up this year due to that increase in revenue to the township. I wanted to note that although we've implemented recreational marijuana, retail recreational marijuana, the township will actually not receive any marijuana payments from the state in 2023. In order to receive those revenues, we would have had to have a license in place as of the end of September, which we have opened it up to take applications for the uses, but we will not have a license in place, so we cannot count on that revenue for next year. Any questions on revenues?
I thought it was October when the license was going to open up, so it's September?
We've announced that it's going to be open.
Okay.
I can go get the notice if you'd like. I don't know what the October 4th.
What is October? Okay,
15 days,
that's
I
what I
believe.
thought. Okay.
We basically noticed it for 2 weeks prior to it opening up.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. On the second page, I cover human resources, some notable items. Annual inflation rate, I know we talked a lot in the last year about inflation and the inflation rates and things being more expensive. In the U.S. slowed more than expected, which is good news, to 8.5% in July, from over a 40-year high of 9.1% in June. I don't know how that looks going forward. Basically, a lot of projections are saying that it's going to continue to rise, but I don't have any good indicators at this time to help me. I you and your reading have seen what is going to happen, but I think it's all a guessing game at this time. So I tried to err on the side of being more conservative this year. 3 employment agreements are up for negotiation and renewal this year in 2022. Those agreements, include mine, the one for interim police chief and for the fire chief. And those may have budget impacts on the numbers that are contained in the budget that's in front of you tonight. I did take a look at salary surveys. I took a look at Delhi and DeWitt Charter Township and used those for comparisons for salaries. And apparently I did not finish my sentence there, but adjustments occurred in the following salary lines, which were the supervisor, the trustees, the clerk, the treasurer, and the assessor. 3% cost of living increases are being implemented in all the other salary lines. Healthcare costs increases are unknown at this time. In the past couple of years, we've actually realized decreases, which have been good news, but I have no idea what will happen this year, and those numbers usually aren't available until at least October 1st. So at this time, I've held them steady. And then I wanted you to also be aware that required employee contributions to our retirement system are increasing from 19.38% to 19.69%. And of course, the township's rate of contribution is capped at 11% per employee. Any questions on human resources, please?
For the salary study, I think I can figure out why DeWitt was selected as one of the comparisons, but why Delhi?
Delhi? It's in the area, and although larger than us, I found them to be comparable in their, I believe it was taxable value. I have to go back and look, but I do have paperwork that I can share with everyone. Would you like to see those?
That was gonna be mine.
Okay.
Thank you.
I did. I kept everything, and I can certainly share that with you. If there are no other questions, I can move on to capital assets. New equipment in the township, which is classified by the accountants as being $5,000 or more, and so those are the items that I included here tonight for you in this memo. The clerk and I have talked at length about the purchase and implementation of new absent voter ballot counting board equipment for each of our 5 election precincts. Those machines cost approximately $5,500 a piece for a total of $27,500. The assessor has requested a large-scale scanner and the software installation and training for that machine. That machine is $5,500, and that replaces a scanner that we obtained in 2007. So that has long met its life expectancy. In building and grounds, the police department and the township offices currently do not have any type of generator or emergency power to see us through any type of an emergency. So I have included that for $85,000, which includes the cost of the generator, hooking us up to natural gas, and basically implementing that system, including the electrical. And the Department of Public Works, which we'll visit perhaps tonight, perhaps another night, page 17, they have requested a pole barn lean-to, which would help to house some of their equipment outdoors that would protect it from the elements. We have had some issues of people going up in and around the pole barn, and so we have planned for a fence and gate with some privacy slats so people don't mess with our equipment and things that we have up and around the pole barn. They're requesting a heavy-duty equipment trailer, a lawnmower replacement of a 2018 John Deere, which is something we normally do in rotation. We generally trade in one of our lawnmowers and then obtain a new one. And then our large Kubota tractor with a trade-in would cost us approximately $30,000. And those are all in the Department of Public Works.
No question.
Sure.
So you have a DPW office slash break room AC for 5,000, and then, but under maintenance and repairs, you have DPW garage door, heater water replacement, new furnace with AC. A separate line of 23,000.
So, some of those, because they're, already existing, they're not, it's not a new purchase, they're a replacement or maintenance. So it's just, it's the difference between purchasing something new and then,
So you're gonna buy a new air conditioning unit and then also refurbish a furnace slash air conditioning unit?
new furnace. I'm sorry, I have to take a look at that page. I'm just gonna go to page 16 and 17 to take a look. So 933, repair and maintenance of equipment, DPW garage door opener for $2,500, DPW garage water heater, replacement of 1,000, DPW garage furnace, AC replacement, let me flip. Building improvements. I will have to ask them, because if you're correct, it's listed under building improvements as well as maintenance and repair. So we get clarification on that. Thank you for catching that. I'm sorry.
No, no,
Go ahead.
do your
I didn't-
thing.
No,
I do the same thing.
I was just thinking.
All right, where it says, my question, say you pole barn lean-to, now lean-to means three sides, right? Okay, and then you put a fence around that because people had always, or people were checking into that equipment when it was open.
We have
So,
people drive back there, we witness people drive back there
Okay.
when the township's not open.
so the lean-to isn't gonna be enough to protect what's happening.
Yeah,
Okay,
so the
so-
lean-to would be added on to the back or the side of the building, creating like an awning and an area to get some of our
So it'd be
equipment
three-sided,
out of, yep.
okay.
So the building being one side, a roof, and then sides.
with two
So it's gonna
sides.
come off,
Open.
it's gonna come off the DPW building.
So would it be better, this is just a quick question,
Okay.
your privacy fence for 22.5 to actually put a fourth wall with doors or not?
No, because there's still a lot of equipment that's still remains outside,
Oh, okay, so this only takes care of certain equipment, doesn't take care of all of it?
all of it, correct.
So so they'll choose which ones they put inside for protection, and,
Mhm.
okay, gotcha.
Like a lot of times, some of the buckets will stay outside, some of the smaller implements will stay outside.
Sure.
Whereas, and I could be wrong, I'll ask Ben for clarification, so that he has actually offered to be here if you'd like to go through these things with him, so he's certainly willing to be here for the building and grounds.
Okay, that was my only question, because I kept thinking lean-to.
Yeah, it just protects them from the rain and some of the elements, whereas the fence keeps people from driving up and around.
So it's the driving up, that's why I asked if you put the fourth wall and doors, if that would make the difference if it's the 22, as opposed to a fence. Okay.
Meeting room video, and then I plan to recommend a port-in-place tetanus substance
Goo.
that's basically.
I like goo, that's a good idea. That works. Okay.
So maintenance and repairs, I'll go through building and grounds first. The pole barn is in need of some repairs, including the roof siding and overhead door repairs. In addition to that, DPW Ben has requested adding pallet racking, storage shelves, and an overhead trolley with chains. The DPW garage door opener we referred to earlier when Jason asked a question. Water heater replacement, I will check into the new furnace and AC and ask him to clarify that for me, and then floor epoxy. We have proposed, one of our police officers that is part of the SWAT team did an evaluation on our building for emergency situations and has recommended an emergency egress door in the southeast hall of the township offices. The Bath Community Center, we would like to hook that up to Board of Water and Lake Water Service. And then this is something, Marie, I know you were there when we had a conversation at the Senior Services Advisory Board about a sewer drain upgrade and repair.
Yeah, I didn't quite get that, okay.
Parking lot crack seal and seal coat for our grounds here. Police department and township department front door replacement. We're both in need of front doors. As the building has settled, the doors are not working correctly. It's very difficult to lock the front doors on both sides because the building is basically pushing down. So we need to have some work done to replace those doors and support the building. And then apparently I included the egress door twice, so my
Yes, you did.
apologies for that. I'll just cross that out. For Parks and Recreation, I did include, but I would like to have a lengthy discussion with you all on Cousins Park. This came from both Becca and Ben Zeeb, have discussed having improvements in the sidewalks, the cupola, and the Veterans Memorial at a cost of $20,000, and I would like to know this board's wishes as we move forward in talking about those items, because there are other items that are being proposed by other groups.
Is that the tape that's on the park right now?
Correct, because when we hung those Christmas lights, we did damage part of the sidewalk with the lift that we had brought in to help us with the lights. So we do need to at least correct that. The treatment of Park Lake, of course, at $25,000. We have proposed $5,000 for improving and graveling the parking lot at Robson Road. And then the Department of Public Works, the line item that contains roads, I have recommended $600,000 be included. This includes Webster Road engineering services for a cost of $133,000. The balance of that, which would be $466,000, would be used in fiscal year 2023 to top seal roads in the southern half of the township. And I actually spoke with Trustee Rosecrans about the schedule for this, because this occurs every other year. And this is the year that would be done in the southern half of the township. It should be noted that a general cost, I believe, of what we have to do with fluoride and mowing and the different elements is approximately, we say $140,000. So that would also come out of that money, leaving about $300,000 for improvement of roads in the area.
So what occurs every year?
Every,
I'm sorry.
every other year, the county does the top half of the county, not the township.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then the next year, they do the bottom half of the county. Is where that way they can do all their chip sealing in one area and don't have to run all over the county.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood you.
Yeah.
Township,
Yeah.
Huh?
county.
So according to what she's saying, then what you're saying is that the county does the top half.
Half of the county.
Right.
And
So
then
where does that fall into our budget?
next year is our year to get the top
23,
sealing.
correct.
It's a lot cheaper to take care of your roads that way.
No, I understand that. So it's 2023
Yeah,
that we have the southern half.
yeah.
Okay.
So did this occur in 21 and 19 and 17?
According to this.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember those, I mean, that dollar amount reflected in the roads budgets for those years.
I guess I don't understand what you're,
The
Dan would have created the budget in I would have to go back and look at that budget for 2019.
what about 2021?
So if you look at 2021,
19, they did Coleman, I know.
DPW's on 17.
2021, the budget for roads, overall budget was $355,984. I'm just curious as to what, the price has gone up that much, that's,
Yes. The Meadows went up 120,000.
no, in terms of the
I mean, that's
bottom
every,
half,
Right,
top ceiling of the township.
yeah. We only do the amount that we have money to do.
Okay. So,
They don't do the whole area.
The 2021 that you're looking at is actual spent. That's not that's not, that was the activity in that year. That's not, was the, like, the proposed budget in that year. The proposed budget could have been more. I have to go back and look at that.
so I guess my question is, if the county does the top half one year, the bottom half
next year.
the next year, and that alternates back and forth.
Yes.
My question is.
It isn't
it's
free.
not- I'm not seeing
No, that's what they say.
the $421,000
Yeah.
by that equivalent amount being represented.
Well, 140,000 of it goes to chip sealing of your cracks. It goes to mowing the sides of the road, goes to spraying brush. And then a couple of years, we're gonna be spraying the invasive weeds that are going along the road, which is coming up, we'll make bigger numbers.
Okay. So is it fair to say that's, we allocate